So I'm just waiting for it to come up. Okay, there we go. There we go. Um, okay, so it's a little delayed on here. So I'm gonna have to do it live on the mm, you know what? I can't get you on here, brother.
Go out and come back in.
Not me. But you know, let's see if I just don't have to go here. What's this? Small dwelling, get a cat. And I try to have things so prepared and set up. I try to have things so prepared and set up, but it just don't happen that way. Maybe I need to come. I need to switch this around. Yeah, we're gonna start over, y'all. Peace out. Oh, Sister Amina's watching. I can't let her get off, right? But let's see. Let's give you a mic. That's what I'm gonna do. Hmm. I'm gonna give you the mic now, and I'm gonna take this mic over here. Okay. Yeah, I need some more training. Okay. Try, brother. That try. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. One thing I saw out there at the Carmelo Anthony hearing. Well, first there was a hearing to okay. Wait, here we go. First there was a hearing to recuse the judge to get the judge kicked off the case. And that was the first day. That was Thursday, the 19th, when we were out there. But anyway, Sister Amina gonna come on when she gets a chance, and we're gonna talk justice for Carmelo Anthony. Let's see if I am recording this. Let's do that. Okay. And it's on live stream of my new okay, there we go. We're gonna record this anyway. Mm-hmm. Record to this. You heard that? You heard
Loud and
that?
clear.
Recorded in progress. Free Carmelo Anthony. Justice for Carmelo Anthony. Because we're going to talk about that today. Sister Amina, like I said on the commercial, is the tell us Sister Amina's title. She is the regional commander of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. That's number one. She's also, I mean, she's over the region of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, running concurrently, where we have a universal red beans and rice Mondays in all of those states. Not only in those three states, not only in cities inside of those states. We've also started having Huey P. Newton Gun Club, Red Bean and Rice all across the country. So, in order for you to find out what's going on with the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, you should really Sister Amina's Facebook page and Instagram page really highlights the all of the activities that we involved with. And I get to work with a group of some of the most hardworking people between Sister Amina and Brother Motherland, our commanders across the three-state region, the comrades across the three-state region. We just recently did our first health clinic because that's the whole thing that came from the Black Panther Party. And then the United States government, America KKKA, tried to act like they were the ones that came up with feeding children. Yes, they did. What's up with you, brother Madeline? You mighty quiet, brother. Talk on. You ain't shy. What say
I'm
you, my
listening.
brother? Let's
I'm
talk some New
listening to the
Orleans
let's
politics.
go.
Something, brother.
Oh my God. I'm sick of New Orleans politicians, leaders, and everything in between.
And the sellouts we got round here.
Mhm.
Lord, at an all-time high. They ain't never going nowhere.
Never. But the thing is, what are we doing? What are we going
Yeah,
to do? Is we going to sit back and continue to call radio shows and go on the news and complain about the same old thing? Or is we going to be like Fannie Lou Hamer and say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired and do something about it? Because the more the beasts that we fight continue to see the things that we ain't doing, the more they're going to continue to do what they continue to been doing.
yeah. Especially because of keeping them powerful and keeping them large and in charge. That's how they want it to stay.
Straight up,
Only us could save us.
period. A prime example, when they was going through the redistricting, shenanigans and all that there,
That's right. That's
for
right.
you to get a white boy to stand up in the people's house and say, I'll support redistricting today, yesterday, and tomorrow. Now, let's look at that. It's not the fact that he said he'll support redistricting. What I have an issue with is that is a direct quote from George Wallace, who was the governor of Alabama.
Oh, God. They're in nasty Alabama. They need to just keep a roll of toilet tissue with each one of their politicians.
And we all
It's
know
the
who
all
George
shit.
Wallace was. And for those
I
who
can't
don't
say
know,
that on the radio. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry.
it's all right. We all know who George Wallace was. George Wallace was the governor who stopped well, who tried to stop some of the ancestors from going across the bridge to go and vote.
Tell Bridge. Uh-huh.
Edmunds
Talk
Pettus
about it.
Bridge. That's right.
Mhm.
So
Pettitsburg.
for in 2026, for a sitting congressman to stand up and be comfortable to quote George Wallace and nothing was done, it shows it it
And
it
that's
it
not
it,
even the
it
only
shows
offense, brother.
the
They
state
say so
of
many
mind that we in.
inappropriate things.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Exactly. But I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want to get too excited on him.
But we got politics going on. So here in New Orleans in November, we're facing a possibility of a judicial overhaul. But I tell you what, our work needed to start long before the qualifying period began. Because when the community is quiet during I don't even know if it's the community, my brother, because so many judges went in unopposed. So many judges went in unopposed. But I tell you what, I would like to do and what I can do as the host of the Treeshakers radio talk show. Oh, yeah, you are listening to the Tree Shakers radio talk show, human rights and social justice radio. him right here at WHIV-FM New Orleans, where we honor independent voices. Whew, independent. What a big thing that is, especially when it comes down to the judiciary. Where you are getting money from is important. Who is getting money from who? When we got judges that have been for years, one judge in particular, right here in the city of New Orleans, at criminal court. Should I talk about that and tell them what happened?
Of
Huh,
course.
brother? Judge Paul Bonin had had a guy who was over the ankle bracelet, ankle monitors. And he was paying the judge campaign. When the judge got elected, that guy was getting all of the contracts to he was ordering people that with more ankle monitors because that helped him to get more money is what was discovered. So he had to lose his job. But, even having to go and prove that in court nowadays, and we have so many of the judiciary doing having so many appearances of impropriety. Come on now.
Mm.
Huh, bro? What's up with that? What we gonna do about these judicial races? We just gonna be silent about them and let them play out how they play out, or we gonna get involved in it and be conscious about it?
Well, we need to have we need to have strong political education classes and begin doing better jobs on organizing so that we can begin to grow our own leaders. So that way reciprocity would be number one. Once we put ourselves in positions to control our own and be over our own, then we'll be able to put ourselves in position to have our own voting block. Because just simply just saying, our ancestors died for us the right to have the vote, that line is not working anymore. And
That's right. That's
that's
right.
not to discredit the
That's
work
right.
that they put in for us to get to where we have gotten today.
Yes, sir.
However,
Oh,
some of us keep on riding off of that as if that's our only hope
that's right. Because we could walk and chew gum at the same time,
at,
brother.
at, at the same time.
That's right. We can. We are a resourceful people because, for one thing, the black man has survived despite chattel slavery and despite Jim Crow. But I don't know how much more we're going to be able to survive. Too many people don't even realize that there's a problem out here.
Yeah, we can speak to that too,
You know,
because the ones
political
of us
education.
is a must. And the ones of us who do know the problem, you know, some of us are just keeping the solutions to ourselves because we wants to be the one. We want to be Neo, not realizing that Neo was taught by a black man. Let me repeat that. Neo. And all of us wants to be Neo, not realizing that Neo was taught by the black man. But it's this complex that we have. Like we got to be the one. I got it all together. I know the answer. My organization, my police, my committee.
Oh,
No, man.
know which one I hate the most? Because I got my money. Oh, if I hear that one more time, Lord, it
But how did
drives
you
me
get it?
crazy.
What
And guess what? All
compromises
money
that you
ain't
had to
good
make?
money.
And that's what I'm
And we
telling you
talk
now.
about that so much on Treeshakers. All money is not good money, man. If you getting $1 and you able to send your kid to a premier school and your kid don't have to know that his next door neighbor is hungry. every day. Don't have a washing machine. Don't have this. Don't have safe or decent housing. They don't know that the person who they're in the classroom with may have come home, may go home from school, and all of their stuff is out on the street. All of their clothes, all of their belongings, all of their toys. They could experience that. So even though you making $1, even though you're able to sell the people out, guess what? In a minute, you're not gonna be able to walk down the street, y'all. Man, and what is this they telling me now about unity for the homeless? Do you know about that? They say that that the governor,
Jeff Clandry.
Jeff Landry,
Mhm. Has well, let's start from the beginning because you got to start from one in order for the people to understand what we about to go at. As of August 1st, Jeff Plandry has made homelessness in the state of Louisiana illegal. So if you are homeless, then they have the right, so called, to put you in jail.
kidnap
Now,
you, kidnap you.
there you go. And
Call
putting
it
you
what
to
it
the
is.
concentration
Yes,
camp.
I
That's right.
know.
They has legalized it for you to be kidnapped from being homeless. Now, fast forward from August 1st to a couple of I say a couple of days after that. And the plan was all they already knew what the plan was, but that's why it's important for us to be educated politically so we can be able to connect these dots. Now, I believe it was there is a $60 million grant that was supposed to be going for homelessness. So the governor done criminalized homelessness so he can get his hands on that $60 million grant. On top of the $33 million that he has already robbed from the city of New Orleans. Now, make it make sense. The state of Louisiana is last in everything that's negative. I
This is
said
not
that
right.
wrong.
Uh,
I said that backwards. Everything that's supposed to be good and positive, we last in it. But all the cutthroat and foolery, we leading the nation. Now make that make
that's
sense.
right. That's right. All of the appearances of impropriety in so many different areas in our elected leadership, particularly. You know, Governor Jeff Clown Landry, what he has done in criminal court makes Leon Canizaro look like a chump. What Jeff Landry and Attorney General have done to our criminal courts is just a travesty. Calvin Duncan, my heart aches to know that as a voter in the city of New Orleans, and I'm also a champion for prison reform. I really am. I'm a champion for uh what is it? How do we say that? Trauma informed courtrooms. I'm in agreement with that. I'm in agreement with judiciary accountability. I'm in agreement with that. If I walked into a judge's courtroom who is currently up for re-election and was confronted by her staff aggressively, her security, the court appointed security officer who said the secretary told me I couldn't in, but couldn't come into the courtroom. And I was shocked because I do know that in the state of Louisiana, it is still the people's courtrooms. Courtrooms are open to the public. We have a right to see justice in practice. It's in the Constitution for that reason, so that everyday people would be able to monitor what's happening in the courtrooms. But I walked into this judge's courtroom, and the secretary said, "Oh no, ma'am, we're not having any visitors in the court today." I said, "Well, I'm not a visitor. I'm a member of this community because I learned what's supposed. I know what's supposed. I was a court watcher, so I know about what's allowed in courts. I may not know every single thing, but I know enough to know what the rights of the people are in a court that's supposed to be transparent and open to the public by law. The same law they supposed to be up there projecting, right?" So I walk into the door. Next thing I know, she gives the security officer an eye. So the security officer walks up to me. But you know, the security officer knows me
Mm.
because I'm out here, boots on the ground, baby. I don't play with them. I attend events that's open to the public. That's what I do. It's my right as a citizen. And if you're going to be a judge in the city of New Orleans where I vote and where I own property, you might see me. You know what I'm saying? You might see me. I, she knew who I was. She and I, we worked together, did something together or the other. So we knew each other. A deputy sheriff. Now, the deputy sheriffs have never been my friend. I talked to Marlon Gusman the other day. Did I tell you that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I talked to Marlon Gusman. And I tell you this, I'm just disappointed. So I get in the judge courtroom. So the security officers say, "Well, you can't come in because the judge don't want nobody in the courtroom." I say, "Well, she need to fill out an order that lets me know that the public is prohibited and that it's a closed session going on. There's protocol for that." She said, "Well, no, we just saying you can't come in." I said, if I can't come in, I said, "Are you denying me my constitutional right? Are you gonna deny me?" And that's when she stepped aside and I walked into the courtroom.
Mm.
But nobody should have to go through that to enter a courtroom. And when we don't have court watchers in the courtrooms, that says something about us. And I went to, well, this weekend, this yesterday, the past 2 days, we've been boots on the ground in Collin County. And brother Motherland, you would have been shot. We think Tulane and Broad is bad. Man, that courthouse got them people terrified. The community came out talking about how horrible it is. And when I see children going into courtrooms and criminal courtrooms, that terrifies me because you should only have to be 6 months old going into a courtroom so that the judge could have empathy on you and your family.
Mm.
It was sad. That was
You
sad.
know, you know what else said though?
What?
It's sad how we supposed to be governed by this so-called constitution, heavy emphasis on con,
Time,
but
time.
you have Kanye West coming to Louisiana, well, New Orleans, and the Jewish community are raising concerns
Yes,
about his
Stephen, you're
concert.
right.
So I mean,
Wait, what you said, brother? What now?
huh?
You said what now?
I said Kanye West is coming to New Orleans
Oh,
for a concert, and
oh,
the Jewish community is concerned about his performance.
it's a
So
performance.
if well, you know, his real name is Kanye West, but you know, me being a revolutionary, I understand, you know, who and what he is, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So the Jewish community, just to give you an idea on New Orleans politics. Now, it's funny how they can say whatever people can say whatever they want to say, how they want to say it, when they want to say it, and they quick to run to you know the First Amendment right, so called. But then when it's others' constitutional right to do the same thing, it's a problem. That's crazy. But as you are though, yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to get. Let's see if I can invite Sister Amina to come on. I don't know what happened. Justice for Carmelo Anthony. That's a
justice
big
for
thing.
Carmelo.
Justice for Carmelo Anthony. I missed Uncle Drew this past weekend because I think he would have been there to see to Carmelo Anthony. I think he would have found that to be a space he wanted to be in, and he was just so magnificent. And I wish that I could lead a chant, like he could lead a chant. I'm gonna have to go back to our footage and really watch him and try to pick up some of those mannerisms that he had. But some things like, oh, Drew would get on the ground on his knee. Oh,
Mm,
front.
real rap.
Wouldn't Uncle Drew get down on his knee in the middle of the heat,
In the
man?
middle of the heat.
I'm like, oh, I can't get down there. Oh, I can't get down there. You know. He says that Stephen and Cozy says that they should be asking for the state's evidence to be suppressed and impeach the prosecution for judicial misconduct for attempting to prejudice the proceedings. I agree with that, my brother. And when Sister Amina gets ready to come on, because she actually is on the plantation right now. But when she comes on, Sister Amina was actually in the courtroom yesterday. Her and Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. were in the conference room along with our uh what's our boy name? What brother Daz is
Sergeant at arms.
the sergeant at arms for the Huey P. Newton Gun Club was there. The three of them were together in the overflow courtroom yesterday, man. And they were able to come out and give us a blow by blow commentary on the things that were being discussed in there. So hopefully she'll be able to come on for the second half because that's my girl. She was in that jealous for Cabello. He coming home and he surely should. Oh my God. And to see his family members. So then, they've been fighting each other. Matter of fact, man, they had somebody came out there yesterday and told us that his father and grandfather, both his father and grandfather, have long criminal records of malfeasance,
Mm.
long records for doing horrible things. Matter of fact, bro, it was just so much. I'm ready to drop the bomb. I'm waiting on Sister Amina to come on. That's uh NPP, New Black Panther Party in Norfolk, Virginia. I did some time in Norfolk, Virginia too. We saw the New Black Panther Party was out there as well. Um in Collin County, Dallas, outside of Dallas, Texas. And that courtroom, boy, so many people just came up and told us that by them sending that case to that court, it sent a message to the whole area that there was going to be no justice by him going out. They sent a silent message. If the community knew that by him going there was going to be some, uh, what you call that? Impropriety,
Yes, because
right?
Collin County, that particular courthouse, as well as the particular judge who was booted out the way, shouts out
Roachy
to that.
Roachy.
That's
Roachy
right.
Roach.
Judge Roach,
Yeah, what a
and
name, huh?
matter of fact, I'm gonna go back to my original point. That particular county in Collins County, they have a history of impropriety out there. That is why uh when we first went out there, that's all everybody was saying. He in Collins County. That.
Right, 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 right.
That type of mindset, there's a term that's called for that, but I can't get it right now. But that type of,
And
losing and failing mentality is one of the reasons why Harriet Tubman said she could have freed a lot more slaves only if they knew that they were slaves. Now, with this particular Judge Roach, go back to the Constitution. And again, heavy words and big emphasis on the word con. Judges are governed by something called the canons.
right, right,
Now,
right, 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 right,
if you
right,
don't
right.
know what the canons are, canons is like it's like an
Google them.
oath. Yes,
Google
canons
them.
is like an oath that judges take, and they are governed by that. And there's certain things that's in those canons that can have you not only lose your judgeship, but can also have you disbarred. I find it
That's
quite
right.
strange that as soon as after this show called sham
Hearing.
trial
Yeah.
was done, after this rogue judge Roach sentenced Carmelo to 35 years in the prison industrial complex, uh this judge goes on interviews and radio shows and all kind of stuff, and nothing was done, neither was said. But let that would have been one of us. As a matter of fact, we have an attorney that we know personally right now who's fighting all kind of bogus charges trying to keep her bar license
That's
because
right. Behind
she's out here
foolishness.
fighting for the
Buffoonery.
people. Right.
Yeah.
And here
Oh yeah.
you have an
They don't
active
like her.
case. You have an active case with proven evidence that this judge went against the canons and nothing is being done.
Well, look how we see it now because yesterday, and I can't quote it verbatim, but look, we got commentary from Stephen and Koski, and he said they should have been. Sorry, hello, can you hear me, sir? I sure can. Can you hear him, Brother Motherland?
Nah, I can't.
You can't hear him? Why can't you hear him? Let's try him again. You
We was
might
on here
have to
talking.
you might have to click over to your Facebook page.
All right. If you was on here talking about the housewives and other kind of buffoonery, I'll be able to hear him good.
I know, right? I know, right? But he said that they should be requested an immediate dismissal because his rights to equal protection under the laws is not being protected. Free Carmelo Anthony.
Free Carmelo Anthony. As a matter of
Anthony.
fact, back again to the Constitution and heavy emphasis on the word con. First of all, this whole case should be thrown out because the Constitution says tried by a jury of your peers. Everybody on that jury was 175 years old and not black. That is not Carmelo Pierce.
The racism out there in Collin County is pretty deep. It's pretty deep. So, Stephen, you pronounce your last name Nkoski? And cozy. And cozy, right? And they say you said an attorney should have requested a change of venue. The right? The
Reason why a change of venue should have been requested is because the case was being tried public prior to for a judge to be recused from the case. That spells in and of itself misinterpreted, meaning that there were injustices going on within the courtroom, and for his attorney to be requested by the judge to take private counsel in the judge's chambers. Why wasn't that discussion brought out in the open gallery?
Well, I can tell you this, my brother. Seeing what I see now from the firsthand accounts from the community in our courts, is that the attorneys play these Mickey Mouse games. First, they have a thing that they do. They have a chain of command that they follow. And the first thing that they do when they're trying to present a case, instead of them trying to present evidence, they actually request uh, 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 like a delay of introducing evidence with it's just a real horrible tactic that's used by attorneys to actually prevent the case from being tried in a certain manner in a court where evidence, where it even gets to the point in the case to do evidence. It just takes so long. Sometimes it doesn't happen at all before the case is thrown out. And I've seen that happen time and time again. But this judge meeting with the attorney, what that guy said off the record. He said that so many times off the record. How many times he met with the judge off the record. That alone is that tragedy of justice, travesty of justice that you talk about. That alone, definitely. He should have been freed from jail immediately, but he was not.
Now, my question is, when the attorney was meeting with the judge in private chambers, was Mr.
No, he
Kendrick
didn't say in private chambers. He said off the record. That's what he said. So they could have been on a golf course. They could have been in each other's bedrooms. He just said that they met off the record. If I and I did see that, I did see that actually. I think that was reported on the news or something like that. Somebody got a part of the transcript and posted it.
Where that should have never happened. Because it speaks that there is a burning bush somewhere in their courtroom.
That's right.
Immediately, his attorney should have denied those meetings off the break if his client wasn't able to be present. Right? That right there shows that there's a plan behind the scenes, and the attorney is actually working with the state.
That's what I said too.
Most
Because he gave
definitely.
up too much evidence.
And the Carmelo's original attorney, not the ones who you have now, but the original
Yeah, because
attorney,
these are the appellate court attorneys. These are the appeals attorneys.
right? His original attorney, I want to say lead investigator, is best friends with the prosecutor.
Yeah, yeah. All kind of relationships.
Most appellate attorneys, when you go to the appellate part of the judicial proceeding, most appellate attorneys are former prosecutors,
Yeah, yeah.
former prosecutors, and former judges.
Huh. Yeah. That's another reason for a change of venue.
Which also
Right, and then
speaks
they
to
play Monty Hall. Let's make
Yeah.
which also speaks to why the trial, the sham trial, was so quick,
That's
and
right.
certain evidence ain't even make it to the
That's
court,
right.
and also
That's
certain
right.
evidence was restricted from the case.
You know, the judge was a part of the game. He
Of
having
course,
all these private conferences with this, but see, attorneys that do that, they should be disbarred. I couldn't understand how they let that man get out the courtroom without uh arresting him. You know what I'm saying? Arresting that judge for sure. The judge should be arrested. No, I mean, why can't that happen? They just getting away with a. How could he do that to such a fine young man? I tell you, it is heartbreaking. Our best and finest, and they targeted that baby. They targeted him. They targeted, and them same people, his own family members, got their loved one killed.
well, see,
They did
that's
that, not Carmelo.
this is well, as a revolutionary, and us being in a revolutionary organization, you know, this is what we mean when we say, you know, fighting the racism and white supremacy. Those people don't see us as human, which is why
Yeah.
we doing what we doing. It's a shame, you know. Uh, I'm gonna go back to the Ronald Green
Oh,
situation right here in Louisiana. Now you have a
love Mama Mona Hart.
you have a pig, a state pig that stood up for righteousness and lost his job. But here
Sure
you got
did.
road pigs right now doing all kind of horrendous things and still on the job still to this day. And not
That's
just
it.
that, the system is making excuses for why they are able to still be paid by the public as being so-called public servants. So this is a prime example on what we be talking about when we say we are fighting the system. Because see, a lot of people think that, you know, we talking, you know, hocus pocus and bogusness and all this here. When you sit back and study history, you know, and it's a shame that Carmelo has become another statistic, but we're not going to stand by and let that happen. But as you begin to study history, it's the same old, same old. The script has always been the script when it comes to us. Always. Whether it be gerrymandering, miseducation, redlining, and I can go on and on and on. I mean, look at what's going on right now with this the orange man sitting in the crack house, what some refer to as the White House. He orchestrated this redistricting thing. And all these Republicans done took it and ran with it.
Okay, okay. Excuse me, pardon me, gentlemen. We have Sister Amina. So Brother Stephen and Kazi, I'm gonna take you off the call for right now, but if you want, you're welcome to come back on. Just send me a request. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Please share the post and follow the Huey P. Newton Gun Club channel on
Yes, ma'am.
Huey P. Newton Gun Club on YouTube. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Oh, oh, okay, that's a go. Wait. Hello, Sister Amina? Fremont, man. Motherland. I got Motherland on the call. Can you hear
Yeah,
our
yeah.
Motherland?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I can barely hear you. You got to talk up a little bit, sis. Can you? Oh, you could come on the YouTube channel. I mean, you could come on the Zoom channel. Yeah, you could come on the Zoom link. I sent it on your phone. But yeah, I appreciate brother Stephen and Kazi for coming on and talking about the real issues because apparently he be able to follow it online. But I tell you what, last night brother Shabazz, man, he was on the tube, right? He was on the TV, right? And so he pulled up that local news media, but I feel like the mainstream media got to be called out about the foolishness that they doing. They are portraying this baby like a monster. When they talk about him, when they make references to him, they just show one picture where they like scalped him and threw him in front of the camera. Free all political prisoners. Free Carmelo Anthony. For God's sake, the testimony of the attorney yesterday telling you that should have caused them to. I mean, they should be ashamed of themselves. What kind of Mickey Mouse shenanigans is going on in that courtroom? Dear sister, I sent it to your cell phone, and I came to. Can you share the link to this Zoom meeting with Sister Amina, her brother, mother, name?
Yeah, I'm about to send it to you.
Mhm. Okay, there she go. Ed. All right.
Oh,
Maybe
she in
not.
there?
Yeah, I might be able to get her on now. She's empty. It's adding her now. There she go. Yeah, free them all, baby. I got you.
Free Carmelo.
Free Carmelo.
Free Carmelo.
Sister Amina. Let me tell you, I was so proud to see you, Chairman, and Brother Dez walk out that courtroom together yesterday, knowing y'all had been in those proceedings all morning long. I was proud of you, sister. And it was like y'all coming out into the fire. They tell me it was so cool in there. They had people coming out getting blankets and going back in there.
A lot of information that should have came out in the first trial started coming out yesterday. That old attorney that he had, that motherfucker up in there singing like a canary.
I know I saw that. Now,
Singing like a canary.
the brother who was on just before you, Brother Stephen Nkazi, said that the judge can be charged once the judicial misconduct has been proven. We must file with the Attorney Grievance Commission to have the attorneys in the case reprimanded. The judges are held to a judicial canon that has been clearly violated. We talked about that yesterday. We agree with that, sir. The way they brought him into the courtroom prejudiced the proceedings against him, making him look like a caged animal. I agree with that, and I'm so that boy, that baby touches my heart. I feel your emotions, Sister Amina. Absolutely, seeing that baby, an innocent child, like looking like. Why did they let? He still had on the orange jumpsuit.
He did not. Nephew actually was dressed. He had on a suit. He had on a tie. The only thing was that he was shackled down like an animal. But like I said, his spirits were high. His head was held high. You know, he was paying attention. He was smiling at his family. You know,
They say his girlfriend was there too, right?
his girlfriend was there. After, well, when it went on lunch break, myself, Chairman Fred, and my sergeant at arms, we had the privilege of going into the conference room and actually breaking bread with the family. You know, sending out condolences. You know, loving on the family. And talking to them. And Drew Anthony, which is Carmelo's father, he came over to Chairman Fred, and he was telling him, he said, the day before Carmelo got locked up, he was watching Judas and the Black Messiah. He was telling him how much he loved that movie and how much he talked about Chairman's father, Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. And he called the girlfriend over there, you know, to verify. He said, what movie was Carmelo watching the day before he got locked up? And she did say Judas and the Black Messiah. And she embraced Chairman. Couldn't believe that he's there. Like Chairman said, even though this is in Dallas, he's come from Chicago.
Yeah.
He saw the spirit and the beat of the people. When the
Mm-hmm.
people in Dallas heard, the people in Chicago heard, the people in New Orleans heard, the people in Baton Rouge heard. We moved together.
Oh yeah, they had people from all over the world was out there with us. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the chairman, man, Brother Mullen, boy, them people was all for my chairman. Now,
Uh-huh.
they was all over him. But chairman, he's a nice guy too. But he's so intelligent. He just accepted. He's so gracious. He's such a gracious man. And I just appreciated hanging out with him. He just dropped the wisdom all around him. And next month we going to Chicago. No, next week.
Next week.
All roads lead to Chicago. Party. Long live Chairman Fred.
Long live Chairman Fred.
Oh,
You want to
yeah.
tell the folks where we going in Chicago? Maybe we can do some really live. We doing this on our YouTube channel. If you go and look up the Huey P. Newton Gun Club Lamsal YouTube channel, you'll be able to keep up with the projects that we're working on, what we are doing, because we're going to start using those tools that are available to us to use. And I want to thank you, Sister Amina, for leading that effort, leading the collaboration with. You want to tell us the groups who you collaborated with for that participation in Camelo's proceedings and fighting for his justice? What were the groups?
Black Power. Grassroots. Shout out to Dr. Molina.
Nation. Yes, ma'am. Black power. Black power to the people, man. And just being able to be out there with a rain, sleet, dangerous heat. Because it was dangerous heat. Man, we clocked temperatures of
18 degrees.
yeah, 118 degrees, man. But please give me back because I thought it was hot here. Don't laugh, Motherland, please. It ain't even funny when you laugh. It ain't even funny, bro. We were sweating so hard. Lord. Everybody.
Mhm.
Free
With
Carmelo.
those three Carmelo, that's the
Yes.
sacrifices that we make.
Yes, indeed. And I really felt honored to be there on the front line. I felt honored to see my regional commander walk out the door with Chairman Fred. Man, it was so powerful. And see our own sergeant at arms and his just space and his come up as a leader. You know what I'm saying? As a man of value and purpose. So he and I talk. I got to drive him. I dropped him off at home because we all carpool together. Guess who watching, y'all? Mama Wade.
Black Power, Mama Wade.
She watching on YouTube. I mean on Instagram.
Facebook.
I mean
Oh, okay.
Facebook. One of them
Mhm.
sounded like my grandmother calling all the different one of her grandchildren. Like you know which one I mean.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I guess I must be getting old. Thank you, Sister Amina. Stephen and Cozy say it is clear that we are dealing with a political lynching of our brother. Yeah, just of one of many that's going on right now. The court is just trying to determine what tree to place him on. We must cut the tree down. Thank you, Sister Amina Olabala. And thank you for security placed on Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Yeah, Black Power, brother, Black Power.
Wow.
Um, it was a magnificent space, and for the folks who are listening live on WHIV FM 102.3 New Orleans, where we honor independent voices, WHIV, and you're listening to the Tree Shakers radio talk show, and we have in the house with us today the one and only world famous Huey P. Newton Gun Club Lamsal. A shout out to Baba for we want you to shout out to Baba Malik too always, because that's our local Black Panther leadership, comrade, friend, advisor, all power to the people. And I sit here in love and memory of my brother Chewy, because Chewy is the one who introduced me to Fred Hampton. And Fred Hampton Jr., when I met the chairman for the first time, y'all, I could empathize with those people because I felt the same way. Like, oh, I want to take a picture, get that, take a picture. And he was just as gracious then as he is now. But the brother don't play. It don't make sense to go to that brother and be playing because he is very serious, very attentive,
Mhm.
just smart. And you know how sometimes you go and meet people and they just kind of let you down, but that chairman, he the real deal. He the real deal, huh, y'all?
Right.
He
And
the
that's why we
real
do what
deal.
we do when it comes to him, as well
Yeah,
as with the legacy.
that's right. That's right. That's right. It says about a lot about you, a lot about what you bring to the table, brother Motherland, and you too, sister Amna. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You know, but so let's finish talking about the what you witnessed yesterday at the trial. We did our little station identification break that we have to do, even though we're gonna be re-airing this on our YouTube channel, Huey P. Newton Gun Club Lamb Song on YouTube. Salute to the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. Congratulations on your anniversary.
Right. Yesterday.
Yes, indeed. 12 years.
Mhm. Like power.
Congratulations. Black Power. Black Power. We're so glad to be a part of Huey P. Newton. I'm telling y'all, it has definitely changed my life. Some people don't like it, but hey, I love it.
Well, in the
Black
words of
Power.
the great Chairman O'Malley, you know, we have no time worrying about being liked,
That's
especially
right,
in the
brother.
current conditions that we are in. You know,
Yeah,
as a revolution, we are a revolutionary organization, and we are here simply to do the work that needs to be done. Period. This ain't no popularity contest, and we not doing this for clickbait, and we ain't doing it for the applause. We doing it
that's right.
simply and strictly for the cause.
For the cause, for the good of the people, for our best to our people. And when only us can save us, we
Mm,
cannot expect that America, KKKA, who has been the oppression since our kidnapping and enslavement of our ancestors, is going to change its wicked ways.
when I was on
You
the I'm sorry,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead,
brother.
man.
I'm listening when you
Nah,
was what?
I was just about to say when I was on the live as you holding that sign up, I know our comrade Sister Asada was on here. And I don't know if she's
Yeah.
still on here, but I know she 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 has one of those signs in her car, and that as a comrade that continues to be blocked off of Facebook because of those chats, those Carmelo hate groups and things like that. I know she's gonna be excited for that sign, you know.
Yeah, 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 brother. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you know what? We were out there. What's her name? Dr.
Melina.
Melina had given us a stack of them
Hmm.
because she had some. She gave some to us. She also gave us a stack of these buttons too that we were passing out and giving them to the community that was waiting outside in solidarity as well. Uh, turn around and look, man. All that stuff. People was coming from all over there to to see. Oh, please can I have a button? Oh, please can I have a. And these people was the hot ticket out there, and
Hmm.
nobody charged anybody to get them. They were just free to give away. But that says a lot about Dr. Melina. She the truth too.
No,
She the
yeah.
truth too. I see that. I see she the truth. She mean business. She do things like we do things. I
Hmm.
can see why we were and
That's it.
comradeship with her. You know, her and
Hmm.
Chairman have a lot in common as well. You know, so I love what's happening with the Huey P. Newton Gun Club and the work that we're doing across the one of the hottest regions in the country right now. You know, but I tell y'all, it's just all over the country, the murdering of our children. Thank you, Brother Stephen and Kazi. Do you know who that is, Sister Amina? She gone. She had to get off. That's what it is. I want her to come on the Zoom though. Man, she came out, man, spitting the facts about it. And the attorney who was saying all of these things about how he met with this Judge Roach. I forget how many, I think he said something like 19 times off the record. What is that? Yeah, salute to Dr. Melina Abdullah. Woo, Brother
Hmm.
Cam. Woo. Oh yeah. Baba Jake. Here,
Uncle
that
Jake.
dude right there. Yeah, well, no. When he started talking, because you had told me about him already that I was gonna meet him, but I didn't think I was gonna meet him until we went to Chicago.
Hmm.
You know, but it was good. It was just good. We had a good time out there.
That's good. That's
Uh-huh.
good. And you know,
It
you'll
was a
be
good
you'll be amazed at how many people that we do have a lot of things in common with. You know,
yeah.
just us as individuals, we have to be willing to drop our egos and be able to think on the grand scheme of things, because there is no cotton picking way that the same thing that I'm going through in New Orleans, somebody else is going through way in New York, in Baltimore,
That's right.
Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
Seattle, Maryland,
Yes.
Washington. That is not by coincidence.
That's
So what we
right.
need to do as a community is, and this is not for everybody, because we understand that certain things happen in the past, and whatever things that can be reconciled, let's reconcile it. But at the same time, some things cannot be reconciled, and that's understandable. But the things that can be reconciled, let's make sure we do our due diligence on the things that can be reconciled, so that we can push forward to really give this beast the boot up the go-go that he deserves.
Yeah. We got to. We
It's a
got to. I'm
must.
down with that, Commander. We got to. And as far as Black Power, sis, the floor is yours.
Oh no, I was saying Black Power. I was a man and a brother.
You know, only us can save us. So When I see people when I see people pointing the finger, I just see three fingers pointing back at them, and they say, "Oh, you should do this, and you should do that, and you should do this." If you're not willing to get out here and join the movement and work collectively together, then I'm sorry, but I got to keep it moving. I don't have time to entertain every Tom, Dick, and Harry that walks up and says, "Oh, you should be doing this, or you should be doing that," and they're not doing a thing but pointing at who should be doing something else.
Mhm.
That's not a real
Or
thing.
the ones who ain't doing shit on the sideline trying to dictate how we should move,
That's
how
right.
that person should move.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers ain't doing that.
Wait, I can't. They will cut me off the radio. Can't do it. We ain't free here. We not free here. Ooh, we got 15 comments. This has become the norm. Political assassinations and incarcerations of our people or our politicians. Oh my God. What are they in some different realm? Something? They don't know what's going on out here in the real world.
Well,
You
some
know?
people they act like they don't know, but
They know
one thing I have learned, they
what?
are those who know, they are those who don't know, and these the ones who I got a problem with right here. The ones that know, but they don't want you to know that they know.
They know.
Because then once you know that they know, then they have to move in a certain type of way to keep them from looking like a contradiction. We still to
Well,
this day in 2026 still fighting that nasty, filthy, funky spirit of the talented tent. Remember, that was started by W.E.B. Du Bois. And it was W.B. Du Bois who hated on the Honorable Marcus Garvey and not only got him deported from New Orleans, but out the country. Out the country.
well, yeah. It was real then and it's real right now. It's real now. But you know what, too, Brother Motherland? Guess what, man? I actually met an NAACP president that was cool beans. I never thought I would see that. I never thought I would see that. I really never did. But she's gonna be boots on the ground with us too at several of our upcoming events. Isn't she gonna also be in Chicago?
Who is that?
The NAACP president.
Who is that?
That's Miss Washington, Tracy Washington.
Okay,
Oh, Mama Trey.
Mama
Oh, yeah,
Tracy.
yeah,
Mama
yeah, yeah,
Boy. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Man,
Right.
right. She was cool. But guess what? We got there about 2 o'clock in the morning. God bless her, because guess what? She came and like she was waiting on us. She jumped up. But bruh, you know she was knocked out.
Yeah, Mama Trey, she a real one.
She
She's
a
a
real and
real one.
I loved
Yeah.
her immediately. I thought that was so kind of her to get up
Hmm.
and welcome us and thank us for coming. And she was glad we were there. Cause we had been through it, man, with that car breaking down on us. But she did come out and show and open the
One
welcome
thing I can
wagon
say
for
about
us.
Mama Tracy, one thing I can say about Mama Tracy, believe you me, the state of Florida knows her name.
Yeah, I can
You hear
tell.
me?
Yeah, she most
The state of Florida knows her name. And she's an impacted family as well.
Really? Oh yeah, she did tell me that her son. Hmm. Her
Hmm.
son.
She's
And
full of
she
fire.
and I she gonna come on the show too. We gonna sit down and talk with her. And now that we have our YouTube channel up and running, so everybody who's listening, go and sign up to be a subscriber to the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, Lamsal, Louise, which is acronym for Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. So Lamsal. And those who don't know, uh, and follow us on our YouTube channel because that means that you will be able to talk with like-minded people. We also have our political education. Do we want to invite the public to our political education?
Absolutely.
Well, if you sign on to our uh Huey P. Newton Gun Club Lamsall YouTube channel, you will be able to get a link to our political education classes, which are free and open to you by invitation. And if you sign on as a subscriber, you will automatically get it. And it's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And you can just click on the link and come on in and get some political education dropped on you. And I mean, we really have a very vibrant political education class. We talk about real things, real structure, real structure on our political education channel. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Now you back on, Sister Amina. Sister Amina coming back on. I had kind of dropped her for a second, but we working around our technical things because we can't just say technical. I am Kim Ford, the host of the Shakers
Chicago.
radio talk show. Um, Human rights and social justice revolutionary work in honor of the ancestors that have paved the way for us to be able to be here to only for us to help save us. If you don't want to be, sometimes she don't want to be saved.
Right on.
You know, sometimes she don't want to be helped. And everybody have that right. You have the right to not want to be helped. You have the right to be stupid. That's not a crime to be stupid. Not that alone, you know.
Right on.
But it's a crime to stay stupid.
Yeah, it's a crime to stay stupid.
It ain't a crime to be stupid, but it's a crime to stay stupid.
Come on now.
And you know, brother Moneyland, I got you on here, brother. What say you to political machines that have continued to harm our community? I'm sick of it. And I don't care how much money you can pay a judge to be silent during my oppression. I don't like it. Ooh, I said what I said. If
Well,
the shoe fit, wear it.
well, when you take and look, people has an obsession with money and power. And if you think I'm lying, Mitch McConnell is 400 years old right now, barely can
That's
walk,
right.
talk, and breathe, but yet he
Can't even
still.
can't even shit. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. It's hard sometimes. You know, I've been out the studio for a minute, so you know.
It's
Oh
all
yeah, we're
good.
gonna have to talk about the recalls too, y'all.
But he 400 years old.
Yeah,
Can't walk, talk, barely can breathe on his own, but yet he's still holding a seat of power.
and
Just to
get
give you an
paid,
idea,
and get
thank you.
paid. Yeah.
But
Oh,
just to give
sweet
you an idea
salary.
on power. So when it comes to the political machine, as I said
Yeah,
before, the game does not change, only the characters. Now, where we fall short at as the community, because you know, we wants to be everything other than black, or we wants to put everything that we are before being black. We may be different, but one thing we all have done, we all came this way the same way. We all
yeah,
came out the womb. And when we came out the womb, for those of us who are black, we was black first. Everything else was added to us. Whether you're Cherokee, you're Apache, you're Catholic, Muslim, Baptist, Christian, Seventh-day Adventist, give me another one. Blood, Crip, whatever, GD. You came out
Yeah.
the womb black first. But then we wants to add all these other ethnicities to us, and that have us all over the place. And that speaks back to when you were saying about all the things that we have in common with. But one thing that this beast has been able to do and does a damn good job of doing it is that he take 100 of us and put 100 of us in one room and put 35 cookies on the table, and we begin to fight each other to see who's going to get the biggest piece, who's going to get the most to make sure them and their families are straight, instead of
Go
fighting the
ahead,
beast
brother.
that put the
Preach
cookies
it.
on the table in the first beginning.
Right on, right on.
So when it comes to our uh, elected officials, we don't vote our conscience based off our, I mean, we don't vote in our elected officials based off our conscience. No, we vote because, oh, I went to school with this one. This one here go to the same church with me. This one
That's
here
right. Right
is
on.
on a deacon board or the deaconess
Right
board with
on.
my mama.
Right on.
This one
Right
here
on.
is in this second line organization. This one
Yeah,
here,
and I know them.
uh,
I know them. That's what it is. I know them effect.
this one here, I had a speeding ticket and this one here spoke. No, listen, if I have a plumbing problem, I am not gonna call an electrician to fix my plumbing problem.
Go ahead, brother. Preach.
If I
Preach.
need a painter, I'm not gonna call a plumber to come and do no paint work for me.
Right on. Right on.
When you look at the politics of not just this city and state, but in this country, we have painters doing electricity work. And then we faulting the painters from not knowing how to do electricity work. But we not faulting ourselves from putting these goofballs in office.
Hello. Oh Lord, and the tragedies that's happening with the school boards across the state of Louisiana.
I'm glad you said that, because guess what?
What?
Shouts out to Dr. Joseph Bowie.
Oh,
And the reason why I say that is because he was the only person that had I'm gonna say backbone. He was the only person in the state of Louisiana to have a backbone to give Dr. Ashanta Wyatt a job in her deserved background. You have all these so-called black leaders with all these charter schools that could have put the sister in position to do
oh yeah.
what she
So
is
many
well
times. And
equipped to
she
do.
applied. She applied for that.
And guess what? She applied and the application was brought in through the front door by her and filled out at the front door. But then some of the same people that we call leaders, and black leaders at that, were some of the same leaders who bought the application out the back door and made sure it didn't make it to certain spots for the sister to get put on. And we wonder why our children is dying at a predestinated rate. We wonder why they can't read on a fourth grade level. We wondering why they can't write in cursive. Hell, some of our children don't even know how to sign and write a check.
That's right. Let alone the paragraph.
Let's go. But some of these same people that we call leaders, black leaders, is the same ones that got us in the predicament that we have been in. Because some of us, matter of fact, when we went to Dallas, the first time when I think that I believe that was back in June, I want to say, when
Yeah.
Carmelo was sentenced. Up in Collins County, I forgot the district, but there's a sister who was on the ground out there. And we was having a casual conversation. She came to me and was like, yeah, because Collins County, this and that. But we had we just elected a black man in this district, and they haven't had a black person in his seat in over 175 years.
Was
Okay,
it a
cool.
sheriff?
No, he
Was
was
it a sheriff?
city councilman.
Oh, okay. All
City
right.
councilman.
In
Now,
Collin County?
in Collin County, yes.
Okay.
So they so, you know, blinded and romanticizing the fact we have a black person in the seat because there has never been a black person in the seat in over 175 years. But what is he doing though? Just being comfortable with that he's black in the seat, that's not enough because our children are still dying. Our children are still being miseducated. The school to prison pipeline is still existing to this day. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't know that money for prisons as well as jails, because there's a difference. Monies for prisons and jails are allocated based on the failure rate of the fourth grade leap test.
Yep. Ben, they told us that. They told us that themselves. And right after I found out that statistic is when I met a representative at that time, Cleo Fields. He was a senator in the House, and he was chair of the House's education committee. And I have a requirement too. I cannot support a candidate that I did not know before the campaign started. And I have done that on times where the incumbent was just so horrible that I just couldn't go in the right mind elect them again. you know, but I have to know you before you run for office. If I'm out here in these streets, I need to see you, and you need to see me because you're gonna see me out here. You're gonna know I'm out here at least almost every Friday. You're gonna know where I'm gonna be talking, where I'm gonna be at, and I'm on social media. I go live, just like anybody else, and you can go see it in your leisure. And now that we have the Huey P. Newton Gun Club Lamsals, which is the acronym for Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. And we have with us on the line our state of Louisiana commander, Brother Motherland, and our Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama regional commander, Sister Amina Olagbala. Right? Am I saying it right? Sister Amina?
I think
She
she's
might have
still
stepped off on the plantation.
yeah, she's
And
still on
Brother
there.
Stephen, I'm sorry, what you say, bro?
No, I was just saying she probably still on the plantation, but I was saying forgive me from laughing because I just went on the Facebook feed and I seen the Conrad Asylum. She put the roach picture, in for the
Yeah,
judge.
for the judge. They said the attorney's name is Listen. So we need to put a picture of a roach and a lizard. Yeah, brother Stephen and Kazi came on again too. But I tell you, man, we have seen some stuff here as of late. But I'm gonna tell y'all this today before I get off this air today. We got about 15 minutes before we wrap up and give the announcements for our upcoming events. Um, but this, I tell you, we're gonna be talking about judicial accountability. We're going to be talking about what we need to look for at our judiciary. Judiciary. I tell you, I really would like to see us have a march down to the Supreme Court here in New Orleans, who has the authority to oversee judicial accountability. And the judge whose employees accosted me when I walk into an open courtroom, I want her to be investigated. that kind of stuff. And before we get with the buffoonery of the likes of folks like Judge Roach, who meeting with a counselor in one of his trials off the record 19 times. Huh?
12.
What do we have to lose but to find out who's in charge there and how that's going on? That dude, we need to help them to be ready. And just like I told attorneys out there, y'all do y'all work inside, and we gonna do our work out here. We gonna be a 1-2 punch. But just like you said, I have issues when attorneys don't aggressively pursue a case because they need to know, like I know. I ain't even no attorney. But one thing I do know is that power submits to nothing without a demand.
That's right.
If you don't demand it, that your oppressor is not trying to feed you. Your oppressor is not trying to make your children safe. Your,
Correct.
your oppressor don't give a damn that you lost your job this morning. Your oppressor don't care about that. Only us could save us. But I'm like Harriet Tubman. I'd have saved a lot more if they knew they was enslaved.
That's correct.
So at the
The
end of the
commander
day,
was correct in that we need to foster education. Showing up in numbers is one thing, but showing up aware, conscious, and aware of the process, the political process, that's where our strength lies. It's good to have court watch, but in the court watch,
Hello. Ooh.
one of the things that the Black Panther Party under Dr. Huey P. Newton embraced.
Yeah.
Right, and they
come on,
had
brother.
education workshop.
Yeah.
The fact that y'all invited to attend your education class because we can't address political issues if we don't understand the political process, right? And our theories are one thing, but theory must be married to practice. Right, we can talk all the shit that we want to talk. Excuse my expression. We can talk
Right, because I'm on public radio, so
but
we do that. We can't do it here. They're gonna take me off the air. This is the only forum that we have. It just gives us not the only forum we have, but it gives us the opportunity to reach more people. So yeah, I want to try to keep this. I like the Treeshakers radio show.
of responsibility for my statement. And I take full responsibility for that statement. It was a misstep. Same
Thank you.
time, if we are not politically astute enough to address, right, then all we're doing is just blowing smoke in the wind. Right.
Hello.
So the
Right
political
on.
classes are a must.
Yeah.
Right? I value Sister Amina, I value Sister Kim, I value the Brother Commander because y'all were hitting things on the head this morning. And these issues need to be internalized, nurtured, and developed in our political education classes. Take what was said today in your education classes and then politicize the thinking about people, radicalize them, organize them, and set the record for transit development. We need vanguards that
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right on, brother. And we do talk about those things. And we actually, what happened is that political education. You want me to tell them how we came on political education? First of all, we follow the doctrines of the Black Panthers. But
yes,
you want to talk to him, brother Motherland, about how we started doing political education?
But you can hear me?
Yes, now I
Oh,
can.
okay. Yes, we like I say, in the Black Panther Party, political education is a must. We
Yeah.
can't be out here saying, and I'm sorry, I know y'all probably hear that one in the back, but we can't be out here, showing and telling the community how to do, when to do, where to do, why to do, without knowing how to do it, right? It's not going to work. That's destruction that's waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Even with the Huey Newton Gun Club, what sense does it make for us to have guns and not be educated on how to use the gun? We have messed around and shoot ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. So we have training too. We
That's right. So
dedicated to that as well.
that's right. Political education is a must because with it's only with a political education to where you're able to understand fully what is going on out here. Because a lot of people think that certain things happen by happenstance. Nothing happens by happenstance nor coincidence. Everything
Right.
is
That's right.
done for a strategic reason with a specific purpose. And it's only with a political education and a political ideology you'll be able to understand what is going on and why it's going on. The same reason why we up in fighting for justice for Carmelo right now.
That's right. He's all
This
our
is
little brother.
period.
He's all our nephew.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Because if not us, then who?
There you go.
You understand? We can't wait until they knock on our door and and the monster is at our door tearing it down before we realize, oh my God, there monsters everywhere. We got to realize it before it comes to our door. So that's why no matter who it is, I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off. I get a little excited, but I
Nah, you
love what
good.
I
You
do.
right on. Go ahead. Go
Love
ahead. Go
being a
ahead.
revolutionary.
Go ahead.
Thankful. Go ahead, brother. I'm listening to you. Sorry about that.
Nah, you good. It's just, echo back what you were saying. It's only with a political understanding you're able to understand and know why what's going on is going on and who is going on to. Because like I said earlier, there's no way, no cotton picking way at all that we is in different places, but yet we going through the same exact thing. That's not coincidence. And it's the same thing in the same categories. Like that is not by happenstance.
Oh
But
yeah, oh
what
yeah.
we have to do as a community and as the people, we have to stop looking at other people's problems as just that, as other people's problems. No, what affects me here is going to affect them in Chicago, Denver,
Yeah.
Dallas, and wherever else. And that
Florida,
is how we take and get to where we need to
Georgia.
get at. Yeah, you're right.
Oh
That
yeah.
is how we get to where we need to get at as a community because anything else is detrimental to our health and our well-being. And it shows
Yeah.
every time. It shows every time.
Without
So,
fear, unapologetically,
period.
we're going to do those things to save ourselves and to inform our people. We're going to be unapologetic about that because it's long overdue.
Correct.
It's only by grace of God that we even still here because we one of the only people that have survived the death of chattel slavery, complemented by Jim Crowism, and we still here, and we still able to stand up, and we still able to find platforms to reach out despite all of the injustices that continue to happen in America. KKKKK, America. In our political education class. So we started out, it was just mandatory for Huey P. Newton Lamsal members. We had to attend them every Wednesday night. We do require that the membership uh, participates and attends the weekly
Mandatory.
mandatory public education meeting, political education meetings, because it is public education. And that's what happened. We realized that it really needed to be public education, political education. so that because we love helping our community, we love helping our people, and so and it was so good. Oh my God, the content is really hard for me to talk about the content that we have been at. Do you know offhand who's doing political education this coming Wednesday, 7 p.m.
It would be none
Central
other
Standard
than
Time?
Chairman Fred Hampton Jr.
Dropping that knowledge on you. And if you ain't never met the chairman, you need to meet the chairman. The chairman is that's something. The chairman sacrifices a lot. She sacrifices, and he leads by example. He shows his love for the people by example, and it's just good to know him. You know, I saw the documentary on his life, and I saw they had the camera on his mother, on the chairman's mother. Yeah, when she was hauled off to the pigs after he was murdered right there in front of her at 8 months pregnant. It was a lot to see, but I just as a woman, I just and I know what it was. I know what it's like to carry a child and to see her 8 months heavy pregnant, ready for birth. It made me feel some kind of way, and I'm looking forward to meeting her in Chicago. I'm looking forward to meeting her. I mean, that's one. That's my bucket list. That's my bucket list kind of stuff, right? They talk about going to Hawaii, man. I want to meet Chairman Fred Mama.
Yep,
You
and since you
know,
said about Mama Akua, who formerly
cool.
known as
Yeah.
Deborah Johnson,
Yes, Deborah
the
Johnson.
type of prenatal care that the chairman received was a
Yeah,
revolver pointed at his head, and he wasn't even here yet.
that's right. That's right.
So allow that to sink in. And even
Yeah,
to still to this day, because of not just who he is, but because of who his father was and the legacy that he's upholding, he's still facing, assassination attempts and other kind of other atrocities to take him, or try to take him off his course because of,
yeah,
what the legacy represents. So it shows that, as a revolutionary, why we have to move and walk in a manner that we have to walk. Because, some of us, we have the privilege of going to the airport and going straight to the plane, go to TSA with no problem. But some of
right.
us go through the airport
Don't get that.
and
That's a
on a,
luxury.
and on a random check, we getting checked every time on a random check. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I say certain things don't just happen. Even with this call, I wish some to the listeners, you know, go back and listen at the call, this call here in particular, and see how many times I'm going out or the sound is messing up or the pictures is messing up because we educating are being politicized. And this system, this political machine, because everything is political, you know, is doing its due diligence on making sure that this type of education and conversation don't get out because there is a strategic effort to make sure that when we have meetings, they send people to disrupt the meetings to make sure that the meetings does not go to the action phase. The meeting is supposed to stay, or should I say the organizing is supposed to stay at the talking stage and don't go to phase two,
Seen it
which is
so
the
many
action
times,
phase.
man. I ain't lying to you. It's
Yeah,
been ridiculous. It's been ridiculous.
Yeah, great tech.
But guess what? I have not given up, and we will not give up. We
okay.
gonna keep on trying it. We gonna keep on doing what we got to do to make it happen because we are the strongest. Because we go side
Right.
and we make it happen. we do what we got to do for our people. We love our people. We love our
And
people, and that sometimes will cause us to be hated because we
most
love the
definitely,
people.
most definitely.
Whew,
And some of
I
us, we
say
do
what
what
I
we
say.
do in spite of, our own, should I say,
That's right.
atrocities or our own personal
That's right.
things that we go through. You
Because
know,
we the people too.
that's right.
We the
Because a
people
lot of
too.
people look at
We
us as
all
if,
are. We
yeah,
black people, we share some commonalities.
that's right.
Okay? We really do. And we gonna be judged from a distance just because of the melanin in our skin. We
Right.
automatically fall into a certain perception. And when you're Jewish or when you're Italian or when you're even Hispanic, sometimes the lightness of the melanin in your skin allows you to not be judged like we as people that are heavily melanated are judged
Right.
on sight from a distance. So you can want to empathize with the issues that we deal with on a daily basis or not. I'm sorry, but look, I'm not even sorry. I'm unapologetic about the fact that I need to stand up for my own community.
That's right.
And if you want my interest to help you with the injustices that you face, certainly you have to have a proven track record for the tragedies that I face as a former of ancestors, of my ancestors being
Right.
assassinated and forced into chattel slavery. The
Mhm.
inhumanities and harms that have come to my people in this country. I'm sorry, but you got to go get it. You got to get at the end of a really long line for the attentions of Kim Ford. Oh yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm being very purposeful about my revolutionary spirit. I'm being very purposeful about the work that I do with Huey P. Newton Gun Club. And I love and respect my commanders. I love and respect my comrades. And they love and
Wow.
respect me too. It's a unity and it's outside of I'm a revolutionary. That's all I have to say. And if
Straight
you
up,
know, you know, and if you don't, you know.
because there is no other feeling that when we in the Airbnb and we all sleeping and we hear that grand rising, we know who that is.
Feel on a maneuver. Like when we go out in the world to stand in solidarity with families affected by police violence, with our children being overly criminalized in these courts, we go stand with their family just in solidarity.
Hmm.
We call that a maneuver. And guess what? We have a private residence with ourselves and our comrades so that when we have downtime before we get out here in the field, we have a big breakfast before we get out in the field in the morning. Every time we can, because sometimes maybe a couple of times we might not have we had to do like eat breakfast on the go or something. Because the last time we got in at 4 o'clock in the morning. Whew,
Hmm.
Lord, and we had to be at the courthouse for 9, 8 o'clock, something like that. Good. We were so
Hmm.
tired. But it was good though, and it's powerful to see the effects that are being frontline boots in the ground. It was so powerful being outside of the command, and our commander got to meet his family and got to see him. That was big for me. I remember seeing them come out the courtroom, the three of them, the sergeant at home, there's Sister Amina and Chairman Fred standing up at the top of those racist courthouse steps. Oh
Mhm.
yeah, brother. And guess what, brother? I don't want you to get off, brother, and cause but we're gonna be having some dialogue about judicial accountability, sir,
Mhm.
especially in
Yes,
Collin
ma'am.
County. And there are people that are boots on the ground. Matter of fact, we met so many podcasters were out there at this event. And the reason why that's important is because mainstream news media, they're telling a jaded story, and
Mm.
how they could have a whole news report on yesterday and not mention one time that the attorney met with Judge Roach.
What did Malcolm say? Malcolm
What?
said the white liberal media will
Yeah,
always. We can go somewhere and have 100,000 people out there, but the white liberal media is going to say it was 10,000. Now we know it's 100,000 out there, and they know it's 100,000
yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
guess what? The media is going to say, "Oh, it was 10,000. It was 5,000."
While I'm in New Orleans, I want to have an action at one of the news stations. And I'm gonna put that here out for the general public to see, but I would like for us to organize behind the atrocities that's happening with our mainstream media here in the city of New Orleans. When we have news stories, we really have to go outside of the community, because our local mainstream media clearly has allegiances with certain
Huh?
political organizations, certain politicians, and certainly not transparent and fair about reporting Black issues unless it's the second line,
Huh?
because they want to be depicted. And they have people believing that, even saying that we're too serious. And it's like, when that people tell me that, I'm like, girl, yeah, I'm serious. You think it's a game that everybody is playing except you? Really? You only think you're playing. That's not what's happening. So we have 5 minutes. I'm gonna let you go right now, brother and Kosi. But we're gonna see you on political education. You
Yes, ma'am.
and you're gonna join
Absolutely.
the you're gonna subscribe to the Huey P. Newton Gun Club Lamsal YouTube channel, because we have our own
Yes,
YouTube
ma'am.
channel, to which this video will also be posted, and you will also be able to see our social media links. We have a Huey P. Newton Gun Club Lamsal page on Facebook and Instagram. And I also have a Tree Shakers,
So,
Human Rights and Social Justice Radio, unapologetically black uh radio show here on WHIV FM 102.3. Again, my name is Kim Ford, and today I've been so honored, beyond measure, beyond words, brother Motherland. Do you have anything you want to say, sir, before we close out?
I just want to say, as a matter of fact, for all those who are in the Baton Rouge area, tomorrow we'll be having our second uh, free clinic, and also tomorrow is the day that Minister Dr. Huey P. Newton was assassinated. So it's definitely going to be of meaning upon tomorrow. Um, and we just have to make sure that even if you're not a revolutionary, right? Even
Yeah,
if you have some type of heart for your people, make sure you are not doing nor becoming the very thing that you have fought and ran from. because a lot of times, we need to remove them from power, and then we get in power and we begin to create or do some of the same atrocities that our predecessors have done. Black power.
Appreciate you. Hope to see y'all again. We hope to see y'all on the yeah, Sister Amina gonna inbox you. You can look up Sister Amina also on social media as well. But if you go to the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, Lamsal social media pages, you'll be able to find all of us because we there and we definitely believe in sharing the messaging and getting the word out. And thanks everybody for tuning in with the Treeshakers radio talk show. We have our own media. Stop acting like we don't know the media is white supremacy. You
Mm.
right. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to do our own, man. We got to do what we got to do because it's for our people. And we not going to rain, sleep, or dangerous heat. We coming out. We
We
do what we
outside.
do. Unstuck. We gonna be there. The revolution will survive. Huh, my brother?
By any means necessary.
By any means necessary. Black power, y'all. Tree shakers. We out. Yes. Peace out, Sister Amina. Love you, girl. Bye. No, don't finish that. Woo-hoo. Okay, my brother. Thank you so much. We off of the Facebook. We are now we get ready to stop the recording and we're gonna disconnect from the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna sign out from the YouTube channel. Can we just end all of this by pressing